Hello. Right, today I'm going to be doing a video on my Santa Cruz v10.8 frame after 1 month of owning it. So I bought this frame about, a month ago from Portugal. It took about a month to come. 2 months ago. And yeah, I just thought I'd talk you through how I'm running it now after, riding about 5 times and doing about 2 setup days on it. I've done about 5, maybe 6 solid rides on it and bike park days, and at the moment this is the setup that I'm currently on. So yeah, starting the frame then. So frame, I'm in the mid position on the headset cup, and because I was 475 reach, that's about right for me for my trail bikes. I probably could go a bit shorter maybe, but when you're going fast the bike park, you kind of want a little bit more reach, just to be a bit more stable. Because on this bike you got 3 different positions. You got the 3 position headset, 3 position shock mount, and 3 position on the rear end as well. So on the flip chip, there's 2 different tabs. I've got it in the high position, which gives it a slightly steeper head angle because it helps me to turn, but it's just personal preference. I don't like it too slack because I feel like I'm too far behind the wheel. Same as having a stem that's too short as well. Yeah, high position, and the rear end I've got in the short position. I tried the long position, 455 I think it is. It's just a bit long for me, I couldn't manual it. So short position on the rear end, which is still really long, 450 rear end. But yeah, it's like still short enough that I can do manuals and things like that. The only thing I'd say is, since owning it, I've actually warranted the rear end, because when I took the flip chip out to change over the little flip chips, a little bit of carbon like fell off, like a big chunk of it. I was like, oh. So I emailed Santa Cruz. I said, look, can you send me a new chainstay? Because I'm happy to ride it for now, but you spend that much on a bike, you expect pieces of carbon not to fall off your frame. I don't know why that happened, but yeah, probably just a bit of a manufacturer warranty, because I hadn't even ridden it at that point. I know I've ridden it once, because I tried it in the long position. Anyway, enough blabbering on. So shock spring, for my weight, 93 kilos, 95 kilos with kit on, they recommend a 600-pound spring. I rode that for about 3 rides, and in the dry it was okay, but in the dust, like the real dust, it got really skittish, and then the wet, it was so pingy. So I went down to about 550 on an EXT spring. The actual spring which I had on there, the 600, measured on a dyno about 580, so I only went down about 30, 40 pounds depending on what the current spring weighs. But that's 550, and the EXT springs are usually pretty accurate with their rates. So yeah, I'm on a 550 and that feels pretty bang on. The spring rate I had on before, the 600, it felt too wild. Like I couldn't slow the rebound down enough. I almost had it fully damped, like fully closed, and then quite a lot of high speed rebound damping on as well, and it still felt really like uncontrollable. On this one, slightly softer spring, I've got it like way more open, and it feels way more in control on the high speeds. So yeah, I think that's the spring rate for me. Maybe if you are similar weight to me, go for a similar weight spring to that, like 92 kilos. This is size large, by the way. Rebound on the shock, I've got it at, I think it's like 5 clicks from fully closed, and it's still pretty rapid. I'll show you, like, that's 5 clicks from fully closed. Like you can see, it's still pretty fast, and that's on low speed rebound. And on high speed rebound, I've got it 3 clicks from fully open. Compression, I've turned quite a lot of compression on. I can't remember how many clicks, but most of them. And no high speed compression. Low speed compression, yeah, most of them, because I found it like quite wallowy, and I think it got it the right way around. I'm not sure, but yeah, it felt quite wallowy with the softer spring, so I dialed up the compression damping, and that felt way better. Talk about the forks. I went up slightly on my fork pressure, and I went down with my volume tokens, because my friend Lewis helped me set up my forks. So I had 4 tokens in my 40s at 101 psi, and they were solid. Now I've got 101 psi and 2 sorry, I had 98 psi before and 4 tokens. Now I've got 101 psi and 2 tokens, and they feel pretty dialed. I end up using most of my travel, most runs, but like not too soft, so it's good. It ramps up real nice. Might still be a little bit hard, I'm not sure, but yeah, I can maybe even take a token out, I'm not sure, but they feel good, so I'm just going to run it. And then rebound on the 40s, low speed is about 3 clicks, no, about 5 clicks from fully open, and high speed is about 3 clicks from fully open. Low speed compression damping, I've got about 5 clicks on, and no high speed compression damping on the 40s. Okay, so brakes. I tried out Hayes Dominion on these. I really wasn't a fan. They really unreliable. They're like good lever feel and like powerful brake, but since I owning them, I had 2 sets leak at the piston, and also when I was bleeding it, I managed to thread the bleed port on the caliper, on the lever, sorry, and just literally pulled the whole thing out. So that was pretty mad, really, considering I barely even put any pressure on it. I'm a bit of a butcher with parts with that kind of stuff, but yeah, shouldn't really be doing that. So what I did, I went back to my hopes for a bit and bought some Mavens, SRAM Mavens, and honestly, I'm so happy with these brakes. They are the best brakes I've ever had. Like, they're insane, so consistent. Like, you'll ride the longest track ever, there won't be a single, if you bleed them right, there won't be a single change in the bite point of the lever. Just instant power, so good. And people are saying they're too grabby, but when you're actually riding, they're not too grabby at all. You just get used to it. Like, you just feather them a lot more. And people say you get more arm pump, you definitely don't. But I'm going to make a whole video on that, so look for that in the future. Talk about these brakes. All good reviews so far, they're mint. So you're obviously running a title saddle, and don't really care what I run there, just thought it looked pretty cool and put that on. Tyres, I've got a Cryptotal at front, which will run in most conditions, even in the wet, unless it's really muddy, but I'm not trying to race or anything, so I just ride it anyway. Maybe in winter I might put an Argotal on, or like a Magic Mary, I don't know, something like that on the front, but for now it's good. And for the rear, I've been running Specialized Butcher, 1, because they're cheap, and 2, I think they're underrated. They're like really good, like real soft compound, loads of grip, last for ages. Well, actually no, that's a lie, they don't last for ages, but they do last for long enough to justify like 40-45 quid tyre for a downhill casing tubeless tyre. It's pretty good. I've never had a puncture with one, I've never had any slashes, like riding Dovey, things like that. So yeah, they're pretty solid. I think they're good tyres, and I think more people should run this. Is it a Butcher, or is it? Yeah, it's a Butcher. Yeah, T9 compound, soft one. Rims, EX511 on the front, GT Swiss, and this one is FR541 on Hope Pro 4 hub. This is my rim and hub choice. I've been through about 6-7 of these rims in my lifetime, and this one's currently on its way out as well. I'm going to get some Santa Cruz reserves because they keep going undone. I'm getting a bit fed up with spokes coming loose every ride, and constantly flat spotting. Any rim recommendations for heavy riders, give me a shout in the comments, because I would love to have something I could like use for years without having to replace. I just go through rims so much, run like 30 psi in the rear tyre, still manage to flat spot it. It's really annoying. Rotors, I've just put on Magura 203 rotors. I sized down on the rotors when I put these Mavens on, there was so much power. The Magura rotors I put on because they're 203, and this is a 203 post mount, and I was like, oh shit, well the SRAM ones are 200, so I didn't really know what to do about shaving the post down on the 40s. Pedals I'm running, these flat pedals. These are the Uniteco, these are prototype ones from Uniteco. So far I'm a massive fan. I've been running them just to like kind of test out for them, and yeah, they're sick. They're really grippy. Like, when you take your foot off the pedal, I found with like DMR volts, you put them, it's really hard to get your foot back on in the right place if you ever like take your foot off to like drift and stuff like that, or like cornering. But yeah, on these you just go straight back in the right place, and they got really thin pins and a nice wide area. I like thin pins. I don't know why they work better, but they do. They just dig in really well and good grip. But yeah, they're sick. Race face Atlas cranks, which are raw. Atlas, yeah, cinch bottom bracket, and a SRAM GX 7-speed drivetrain, because I used to run single speed, but frankly I think it's shit, because when you take your wheel off, you ain't got a clutch, you have to undo the whole thing. It's just so much easier having a drivetrain, and personally I think the suspension works better because there's less stiffness on the chain. So yeah, I'm going to be getting a rear impact chain damper on this at some point on the because I think it would really benefit this bike with the way the suspension system is, VPP. You get quite a lot of pedal kit. Look at that. Also run an STFU chain, which is just nice to keep the bike silent. Rental bars, fat bar, which I run on everything just because I like the back sweep and up sweep of them. I tried like different back sweeps before, and made me feel like I was too far off the back. I like feeling really forward on the bike. And I just put on this Bergtech stem because I had a Syncross one on before, and frankly it just looked pretty ugly. So I put this Bergtech one on, which is the same length. It feels a bit shorter though, I don't know why. I think it might be maybe a little bit less stack. Some stack underneath it, I don't know. We'll figure that one out next ride. Love it. Right, I'll do some dropping on it, and so you guys seem to cream over that stuff. It doesn't really sound good on the gravel, but that pedal kick back. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be a longer video out this week, riding Bike Park Wales with the boys again. I've been riding there loads recently because yeah, it's just got really good recently. The jumps are sick as well. So yeah, check that out, check out my other videos, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace.